Why do some seemingly kind people end up acting cruelly in certain situations? What makes someone cross the boundaries of morality and become capable of harming or humiliating others? It is tempting to think that evil belongs only to others, those distant villains. But what if reality is more complex, closer, and even more unsettling? The concept of the Lucifer Effect. Philip Zimbardo, a renowned psychologist, dedicated himself to studying how specific circumstances can turn ordinary individuals into agents of evil. He called this phenomenon the Lucifer Effect, an idea that exposes our vulnerability to the environment, power, and the invisible pressures around us. There is a saying, "If you want to test a man's character, give him power." What would you do if you were in that position? Power in human transformation history has shown us countless times that power has the ability to shape, transform, and sometimes completely destroy those who hold it. But what is within us that makes this metamorphosis possible? To answer this question, Zimbardo conducted one of the most controversial experiments in psychology. The Stanford Experiment in 1971, psychologist Philip Zimbardo conducted an experiment in the basement of Stanford University, recruiting 24 healthy students with no criminal background. They were randomly assigned roles as prisoners or guards in a simulated prison. The goal was to observe how power influences behavior. Power and submission dynamics. Prisoners lost their identities, being referred to only by numbers, while guards wore uniforms and mirrored sunglasses to assert authority. Initially, the experiment seemed controlled, but soon, the guards began exhibiting aggressive behaviors, enforcing punishments and humiliating the prisoners. The escalation of violence. What started as a role-playing exercise quickly spiraled into psychological torment. By the second day, prisoners attempted to rebel, but the guards, empowered by their roles, intensified their cruelty. The emotional and moral breakdowns among participants revealed how quickly people could conform to oppressive roles. The experiment's termination graduate student Christina Maslach was the first to question the ethics of the experiment. Confronted with the disturbing reality, Zimbardo decided to end it after only 6 days instead of the planned 2 weeks. The study exposed the dangerous ease with which ordinary individuals can adopt abusive behaviors under specific conditions. The meaning of the Lucifer Effect. Writer Alexander Solzhenitsyn said, "The line separating good and evil does not pass through states, nor between classes, nor between political parties, but through every human heart." This idea was not only confirmed, but became an unforgettable lesson. Zimbardo used the metaphor of the fallen angel to explain how ordinary people can become agents of evil under certain circumstances. The impact of environment and power. Friedrich Nietzsche warned, "Whoever fights monsters should see to it that he does not become one." In the Stanford experiment, the boundaries between victim and oppressor quickly disappeared. Philosopher Lord Acton expressed this idea clearly. Power tends to corrupt, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. Zimbardo argues that power dehumanizes, dividing people into rulers and the ruled. The role of de-individuation. This phenomenon does not happen in isolation. De-individuation, when being part of a group, leads us to lose our sense of individual responsibility, helps explain why atrocities are often committed in collective contexts. The Lucifer Effect highlights the impact of the environment, social norms, and expectations on our behavior. Lessons and reflections. This idea may be devastating, but it also brings hope. If circumstances shape us, we can create environments that promote good rather than evil. Albert Camus wrote, "Man is the only creature who refuses to be what he is." This means that although we are influenced by our surroundings, we also have the power to resist. Everyday heroism. One of Zimbardo's proposed solutions is everyday heroism. Small, courageous decisions that allow us to resist injustice. Resisting the Lucifer Effect requires more than good intentions. It demands awareness, questioning power structures, and above all, recognizing humanity in others. Conclusion. The Stanford experiment is not just about guards and prisoners. It is about us. How do we react when given power or when challenged by circumstances? The Lucifer Effect, leaves us with an uncomfortable but essential lesson. We are all capable of committing terrible acts, but we are also capable of resisting them. Our humanity lies in our ability to repeatedly choose the path of good. As Socrates said, true wisdom is in recognizing one's own ignorance.